There is something really bad happening right now in the United States of America. I'm talking about the fact that there are massive uprisings happening all over the continental U.S. I'm talking about at colleges and universities, not just there, but they're deliberately targeting our critical infrastructure, our bridges, our powerhouses, all of this in order to, well, destabilize the country and usher in this fake utopia liberal leftist. And meanwhile, the FBI sits back with their hands under their asses and does nothing, and sits there and continues to target conservatives, patriots, and parents who just want to take care of their kids at school board meetings. You know, God forbid they actually protect our country and do their damn job. I mean, this is insane. I'm sorry. I have to give you a warning. I'm done being nice. I don't want to be nice. When you guys see what is going on right now and you see it as a whole picture, you're going to be livid. I mean, absolutely livid. And Nolte, there on Breitbart News, I'm going to show you an article. I think he's rightly, in a way, portraying it, but they are building up this Hitler breed youth, and they've taken over freaking universities. And they're attacking, they're being violent, and they're going after, well, unfortunately, Jews. I think everybody's even. I don't care if you're a Palestinian, you're a Jew, a Muslim, a Christian, a Catholic. Everybody is the same in the eyes of God. Yet they're letting this thrive. These massive uprisings, by the way, and I said this already, they are deliberately targeting our economies and our actual structure because they want to destabilize it and they want to bring it down, which is the same agenda, by the way, of the global government and the Biden administration. That's why the FBI is doing nothing. I've got a lot to share with you, and please do not miss this report. It is absolutely critical. Even better, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button and go all the way up to all so you can make sure you get follow-ups on this. But make sure you are subscribed. Let's start here. Nolte, elite universities breed the new Hitler youth. He goes on, and this is his opinion. What we're seeing across America, elite academic institutions, is something the Western world has not seen since the 1930s. In Germany, an open, naked, toxic, violent, seething, and uncompromising hatred of the Jews. Worse, we are seeing mainstream acceptance of that hatred. And he goes on to compare this to some of what happened in Nazi Germany. And I'll let you guys kind of make your own assessment on that. But here's how Wikipedia, not my favorite source, but here's how it portrays Hitler youth. It says the members of Hitler youth were indoctrinated in Nazi ideology, including racism. The boys were indoctrinated with the myths of the Aryan racial superiority and to view Jews and slaves as subhumans. Very sad, right? Members were taught to associate state-identified enemies such as Jews with Germans' previous defeat in the First World War and societal decline. The Hitler youth were used to break up church youth groups, to spy on religious classes and Bible studies, and interfere with church attendance. You know, kind of like our FBI is kind of doing today with the churches going after Catholics, going after Christians, going after conservatives and those who are pro-life. Education and training programs for Hitler youth were designed to undermine the values of traditional structure of German society, and their training also aimed to remove social and intellectual distinctions between classes and to be replaced and dominated by the political goals of his dictatorship. And I feel like some of that is happening again today. Now, I've got a lot of video footage to show you of these massive uprisings, and there's no joke about it. It's happening, and they're happening all over the damn place. But before I do, I got to give a quick shout out to my new sponsor. Take a look. Would you believe me if I told you that inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. Now, you're probably used to cooking with it, but did you know that there are countless ways for olive oil to make you both look and feel younger? And besides helping you look younger on the outside, it's a fantastic tool for your insides as well. According to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a famous cardiothoracic surgeon, nutrition expert, and health advocate, you should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible. But what exactly kind of olive oil is best for your health? Well, the olive oil industry is very huge, and you can bet that they're not all made with the consumer in mind. In fact, there are even brands out there who are cutting corners for profit. Now, when Dr. Stephen Gundry came to this realization, he was appalled. So how can you tell the difference between olive oil that isn't up to par and the ones that offer an amazing health benefit? Well, Dr. Gundry has seized up that opportunity and he's decided to take a stand and share his research and findings. In fact, to check it out, all you have to do is go to the website getolive1.com/haven, and it's here. Dr. Gundry answers that question for you on this video. Now, if you want more information, make sure you click the link in the description box below. It's got it on there. Or if you're on your cell phone, click that more button or go directly to getolive1.com/haven. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's dive in to how these uprisings are happening all over the continental United States of America. And by the way, not just in America. They're targeting countries abroad. But here we go. Let's start first with this one. This is a pro-Palestine protesters at Harvard University. So you can see they're setting up encampments, putting things out, blocking people's ability to get in there. At some of these campuses, by the way, they've specifically told Jewish people not to go to class, to do them online, just in case their lives were at risk. Here's over in New York University, and the New York police are having to clear out encampments, and some are just kind of standing away. Again, another pro-Palestine event there. And then here's another one. This one here is at University of Texas in Austin. Now, the cops there are trying to calm that down, but this is another pro-Hamas. That's bad. Idiots there. And then we have here at USC, this is where a lot of it has been going down. They've pitched tents. This is where some of the students were told not to go to class, but we've got these encampments. And many of these people, by the way, have no freaking idea why they're there. They don't. A lot of them don't. This is more at USC. And then we have, this is in Yale, or all the different colleges here that are having these movements. These are just some of those. Pro-Palestine movement continues to spread to other universities: Sanford, Rochester, Whitman College, Barnard College, Columbia University, New York University, and Yale. And you can see some of the images there, but that's an awful lot of freaking universities. And look, you have a right to protest. You have a right to do what you want. I'm going to take let me show you one more and then I'll get. And here's in California. This is at the Polytech State University there, another pro-Palestinian. Actually, this one gets pretty intense. I'm not going to play that, but this one gets pretty intense with what's going on there. But anyway, here's the thing. If you want to protest in light of pro-Israel, great. If you want to protest in light of pro-Palestine, great. Or however, I think I worded that backwards, but whatever. If you want to stage a protest and you're pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, or pro-candy, pro-Doritos, whatever, I don't care. You have absolutely the right to do that. That is why we live in a free country. I take a more even ground. I don't want to see Muslims or Jews dying or get injured in the Middle East. I want everybody to be safe, whether you're a Palestinian or an Israeli, a Jew or a Muslim. I don't care. I don't like war, and I don't like what's going on over there at all. I don't think anybody does, but I don't want to see people injured at all. But here we have these chamokes over our universities destabilizing our universities, right? And it's not just at the universities, but I want to play this clip because this is really tells you everything you need to know before I get in a little deeper on this. But take a look. Here's this woman who doesn't even know why the heck she's protesting. Take a listen.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... No. Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Oh.
I came from Columbia. I was there out at Columbia and we came down. They said NYU students needed our support.
So I came down from another college because they needed our support here at NYU, but I don't know why the hell I'm here. Do you, lady? Nah. And they're all wearing masks, not because they're worried or scared. They're wearing masks to cover their freaking faces. And you'll see pretty much 90% of them are in these masks, right? But she doesn't even know. I think these are a bunch of college kids who might be bored off their keisters moving around. I don't know. We're supporting people. Palestine people are dying. I don't know what happened. What did NYU do? Absolutely nothing, actually. What did they do? It's these kinds of people that George Soros of the world takes advantage of. And according to information that I have, it's going through, they're getting funded. Of course, who's funding this? Somebody's funding it, right? Through the Tides Foundation, which is funded by George Soros, Open Society. All paths lead to that man. But anyway, I'm sure there's other funders, but it's not just happening only at our colleges and universities. And look, by the way, I'm going to show you other places it's happening in a moment, but I said nearly 6 to 7, 8, probably even earlier than that they would start these uprisings as we get closer to the election. I know you guys heard me said that, so please leave it in the comments section. I absolutely did. And I predicted this. And I said, as we get closer and closer, and as they start to get fearful that Donald Trump is going to become president, they're going to start upping their tactics. They are. And that's exactly what they're doing. And as you're going to see in just a moment, they're targeting infrastructure. Does this really have anything to do with Palestine at all? Is that really what it's about? I think it's a question worth addressing, right? And great, you want to support something, support it. I don't care, but don't freaking be violent about it and destroy our critical infrastructure and target it. Now I have an issue with that, right? But here we go. And it's not businesses that are doing this, but yet they're targeting businesses. Take a look here. And this is at an Amazon facility where they're blocking an Amazon distribution center in Minneapolis. And they're here protesting and they're like, oh, we're peace and safety, security. But they're stopping their ability to deliver or to have the plant closed down because they are there, right? They didn't like the fact that they donated and gave money to invest in Israel surveillance and data technology. That's a no-no. According to them, you don't give money to Israel. And then here we have, and these are happening across the country. And here we have, this is Chicago, where we've got them on the bridge there. And you can see they're protesting on the bridge, attempting to stop traffic and actually stopping traffic there. Then we have this is in San Antonio, Texas. And you can see some of the footage there. And then you have, here's more Golden Gate Bridge. Of course, we had that San Francisco. And then we have this St. Louis, Missouri. And this is all being conducted, by the way, or some of it, at least A15 Action is who is taking credit for some of this. And I'm going to show you them in a moment, but here's Connecticut, A15 Action. You know, they're actually blocking Pratt and Whitney. And so you can see they're actually initiating blockades. Oh, and by the way, they even went to little Chucky Schumer's home. Yes, I did that on purpose. Little Chucky Schumer had people at his house, his own people, because this is the way that they've taught them to be, and there are no repercussions for it. But what are they really after? I mean, just let's put this question in the front of our minds. What does if they don't even really know why they're there? Some of them do, and it's very vague, right? Oh, we're just gonna protect Palestine. But this 815actiongroup.com, I want you to listen, and I'm gonna not play all of it because it's very disturbing, and obviously I'm against any and all violence. I think there's better ways to handle it through the ballot box and through getting us elected, getting people elected into offices and running for offices and supporting them financially. But here is A15. This is a very Marxist leftist radical group. But here's the ones that are reportedly conducting some of these protests. But take a listen to the beginning of this.
On April 15th, people across 4 continents will launch an economic blockade in solidarity with Palestine.
A blockade.
Through this coordinated mobilization, we will jam up trade choke points.
Disrupt the economy.
30 cities.
Okay, 30 cities and counting. They're going to disrupt the economy, create choke points, disrupt the economy, trade choke points, which means go to our trading where we do offer trade and we're doing trade, and they're going to attempt to stop it. And this is a coordinated effort. And all because they say because of Palestine, really? But you're attacking America and our infrastructure. What do we have to do with that? What do we have to do with that? And then it goes into all of these and escalate. We're going to escalate things. How this Marxist radical group inspires them. And then all the different areas, they're not just in America, Australia, Taiwan, Spain, London, Athens, all of these different areas that they're saying that they're in. And again, major choke points in the economy. This seems more like a global movement against something else rather than what they're actually saying, does it not? Okay, so if one city faces police oppression, because that's really the only one standing in their way right now is our local police. But don't talk to the police, they said. And we each have each other's back. Been doing this with impunity, blah, blah, blah. And then they go and give their website. So this is their website. And as you can see, 82 cities around the world, which they've invaded or attempting to invade and blockade, 19 countries, 6 continents, and they're bragging about the actual number of arrests they have. Coordinated economic blockade to free Palestine. And here's all their participating cities. You can see Chicago, Kansas, all these different, Tallahassee, all these different, it doesn't even matter. These are the areas that they're targeting, right? So it's a coordinated effort they're calling to choke out major areas of our economy. Now I'm a little confused, because what does shutting down critical infrastructure have to do with helping poor Palestinian children? If this is what it's about, which I don't want Palestinian children hurt in any way, or Israeli children hurt. I don't want any children hurt. I don't care what you call it. It has absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever. I don't think it does. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But in my opinion, it doesn't really have, but what it does have to do with, and what I feel like it's more at, is the fact that it's a Marxist movement similar to the Black Lives Matter. I'm talking about BLM 2.0 that we had several years ago, with one goal in mind: to crash the U.S. economy, destroy every ounce of freedom we have, and abolish our republic. We don't even have a republic, our democracy, whatever, right? They want to abolish that. Now, why would the leftists want to do that? Because that's what they have to do to usher in their utopia of government takes everything and then gives back to you, and you live off the government because you will own nothing and be happy. It's the biggest scam you could ever imagine, right? So we have this revised BLM Antifa movement, and I think there's a little bit more to this, because here's the kicker, right? A15, this entire new movement, like a BLM 2.0, like Antifa 2.0, call it, A15 matters right now because we are months away from November's election, just months away. And I believe that this A15 movement is a vehicle for a broader movement. That's what I think. And when you think about it, mass mobilizations are not something that you can do overnight. You have to have a little bit of momentum. You have to get some people into it. You can't just have a cold start in November. No, you can't. So they're going to up this and then change it as it gets into the election season, from helping the poor Palestinian children to going after and attacking Trump and destabilizing the economy for Trump. It doesn't matter the reason behind it. The goal, again, is to destroy the U.S. economy, to take our freedoms, and abolish any ounce of republic, democracy that we have. It's insane. In fact, I want to show you something that the far left put up back in 2020. And this is by Mike Shelby. He's a former intelligence NCO and contractor, right, for intelligence security and all of that. But he put this up starting in January 2020. Far left militants began circulating a pamphlet called Choke Points in a Fragile Network. And here's the choke points. And you can see the areas that are highlighted there are our critical infrastructure, things that make our country go, that make our country run, that keep us stable, right? So we're not having to pay crazy prices at the pump and crazy prices. And the pamphlet goes on and it says this: the pamphlet shows the transportation network that corporations use to move goods into the U.S. from around the world. The veins of this network reveal where workers have power, shipping, ports, highways, rail lanes that connect to our U.S. cities and towns. Now he goes on to explain how this is, part of the A15 movement is connected to Tide Center Foundation. Who's connected, I believe, to Open Society, the social justice organization central to the 2020 uprisings, and Act Blue, a political action committee and fundraising arm of the Democrat Party. A15 matters because the 2024 election is just months away, and he actually agrees with me on that point. This is insane. This isn't just little bitty, let's ignore it, it's going to go away, right? I don't think a lot of these people are they're putting up encampments and tents and they're staying put. And then they're disrupting our critical infrastructure. What does our critical infrastructure have to do with saving Palestine or whatever? And why isn't the FBI making a movement against it? Why aren't I don't know why. If they're going to destabilize our economy, then we're going to have to send some manpower to make that non-happen. Otherwise, we're all going to be suffering here in the country if they actually do. And when they're attempting at a minor level right now. But as it gets more momentum and we get closer to the election and you get a lot of that Trump derangement syndrome out there, it could be pretty bad, right? And I've predicted that this would happen, and it's already happening just like I said it would. And I don't like being right on some of this because I wish sometimes I wasn't. But this is also something I wanted to share. Netanyahu blasts anti-Semitism on U.S. campuses like Germany in the 1930s. That's his assessment, right? Again, I take an even ground on that. Israel is the only one that has a similar free path, if you will, like us here in the United States. And I support that. There are unfortunately a lot of rules and regulations there in Palestine or whatever, in the Middle East that I don't agree with. Lots of segregation against women specifically. Oh, and by the way, against homosexuality. Yeah, they don't treat them too well in that country. At least they do right here in the U.S. It's sick. I think everybody should be free. But anyway, wanted to share all of that. Please share this video with everyone you know. We need to get it out there, and we need to start sharing the info. And if you really want to know what's going on, get to restrictedrepublic.com. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Get there, subscribe for less than a cup of coffee. Use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5. Get it for $5 a month. And come and see what we have there and really how we can start making a difference through the knowledge that we have and sharing it with other people. And what you can do, these kinds of things I share there is also what you can do to help protect you and your family. But get to restrictedrepublic.com to check that out. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.